In 2006, one of the world's most respected engineering companies made a decision that was supposed to shape the future. The goal was simple: lead a new generation of nuclear power and become the company that powered the world. Instead, that single boardroom decision became a financial disaster that erased billions of dollars. It pushed a 140-year-old company to the edge of collapse and uncovered one of the biggest corporate cover-ups in modern history. This is the story of how Toshiba's biggest dream became its biggest nightmare. Before everything fell apart, Toshiba was one of the most trusted engineering companies on Earth. Long before smartphones, before laptops, and even before modern computers, Toshiba was already changing the world. The company was founded in 1939 when two respected Japanese companies joined together. One was known for building electrical equipment, the other was famous for making advanced machines. Together, they helped shape Japan's future. For decades, Toshiba became a symbol of engineering excellence. The company built power systems, medical equipment, and consumer electronics. Its products reached homes, hospitals, and factories across the world. People didn't just see Toshiba as a tech company, they trusted it. By the early 2000s, Toshiba had become one of Japan's biggest corporations. But the world was changing. Countries were searching for cleaner electricity. Oil prices were rising. Governments were looking beyond coal. Many experts believed nuclear energy would enter a new golden age. For Toshiba, this looked like the opportunity of a lifetime. The company believed it wasn't just watching the future, it could build it. That belief would soon lead executives into the biggest gamble in the company's history. In 2005, the world believed nuclear energy was making a comeback. Many governments were planning to build new nuclear power plants. Experts even called it a nuclear renaissance. For Toshiba, this was more than a trend. It was a chance to become the world's biggest nuclear technology company. But there was one problem. Toshiba didn't own the technology it needed to lead the market. The technology belonged to an American company called Westinghouse Electric. Westinghouse was one of the oldest and most respected names in nuclear power. Its reactor designs had helped build power plants across the world. Owning Westinghouse would instantly make Toshiba a global leader. But Toshiba wasn't the only company interested. General Electric was watching. Several international buyers were watching. A bidding war had begun. Every new offer pushed the price even higher. Many analysts believed the final price was becoming difficult to justify. But Toshiba's leadership feared something even more: losing. In February 2006, Toshiba made its move. The company agreed to buy Westinghouse for $5.4 billion. It was one of the largest acquisitions in Toshiba's history. Executives believed they had secured the future. Instead, they just signed the most expensive contract the company would ever regret. At first, everything looked exactly as Toshiba had hoped. The company believed demand for nuclear energy would continue growing for decades. New power plants were announced. Investors were optimistic. The future looked bright. But building a nuclear power plant is one of the most difficult engineering projects in the world. Every part must meet strict safety standards. Every inspection takes time. Even small delays can cost millions of dollars. Soon, problems began to appear. Westinghouse was working on two major nuclear projects in the United States. One was the Wagtile Electric Generating Plant in Georgia. The other was the VC's Summer Nuclear Station in South Carolina. Both projects quickly fell behind schedule. Construction became slower than expected. Engineering plans had to be changed. New safety requirements increased the complexity of the work. At the same time, the cost of materials and labor continued to rise. Every delay pushed the budget even higher. What was supposed to be a profitable business was slowly becoming a financial nightmare. Inside Toshiba, executives were beginning to realize something was very wrong. But admitting the truth would mean accepting that their biggest investment might already be failing. Instead of solving one engineering problem, they were about to create an even bigger business problem. As the costs continued to rise, the pressure inside Toshiba grew even faster. The company had spent billions of dollars buying Westinghouse. Now that investment was slipping away. Admitting the full scale of the losses would shock investors, damage Toshiba's reputation, and raise serious questions about the boardroom's biggest decision. According to later investigations, Toshiba failed to recognize some losses related to the Westinghouse business in a timely manner. and the company later acknowledged significant accounting problems connected to the acquisition. The numbers kept getting worse. Every new delay added more costs. Every revised budget made the situation harder to explain. Inside the company, executives faced an impossible choice: accept the losses immediately, or hope the projects would recover before anyone noticed how serious the problem had become. But hope is not a business strategy. By late 2016, the truth could no longer be hidden. Toshiba announced that it expected massive losses connected to its nuclear business. The news shocked investors around the world. The company's shares fell sharply. Years of trust disappeared in a matter of days. And this was only the beginning, because the real collapse had not even started yet. The crisis reached its breaking point in 2017. Westinghouse Electric. The company Toshiba bought for $5.4 billion, filed for bankruptcy. It was a stunning moment. The company that was supposed to lead the future of nuclear energy could no longer pay its debts. For Toshiba, the damage was devastating. The company announced billions of dollars in losses linked to its nuclear business. Investors lost confidence almost overnight. Toshiba's stock price fell sharply. Around the world, people began asking the same question: could one of Japan's greatest companies actually fail? To survive, Toshiba had to make painful decisions. The company sold valuable assets and cut costs aggressively. And most importantly, it agreed to sell its highly profitable memory chip business. For decades, that business had been one of Toshiba's greatest strengths. Selling it was not part of the plan. It was a desperate move to keep the company alive. The dream of building the future through nuclear power had ended. Now the company's only goal was survival. But even after selling its most valuable businesses, the hardest part was still ahead. For Toshiba, the financial damage was enormous. But the loss of money was only part of the story. The company had also lost something much harder to rebuild: trust. Investors wanted answers. Employees wanted stability. Customers wanted confidence. And regulators wanted to know how one of Japan's most respected companies had allowed the situation to become so serious. Investigations continued. Executives faced intense public pressure. The company's leadership changed as Toshiba worked to rebuild its reputation and strengthen its governance. The nuclear business that was supposed to secure the company's future had become a warning for boardrooms around the world. Many analysts pointed to the same lesson. The biggest danger wasn't simply buying Westinghouse. It was failing to recognize how quickly the risks were growing and waiting too long to fully confront them. Business leaders make difficult decisions every day. Some succeed, some fail. But the longer a company hides a problem, the more expensive that problem usually becomes. For Toshiba, what began as an ambitious acquisition had turned into years of financial pressure, public scrutiny, and painful rebuilding. And the lesson would be remembered long after the numbers disappeared from the balance sheet. Today, Toshiba is still operating. The company survived, but survival came at a very high price. It lost billions of dollars. It sold one of its most valuable businesses. Its reputation was damaged. And a decision that was meant to secure the future became one of the biggest corporate warnings of the modern era. The story of Toshiba isn't really about nuclear power. It isn't only about Westinghouse. It's about what happens when confidence becomes overconfidence, when optimism replaces careful planning, and when leaders become too committed to a decision to admit that it isn't working. Many analysts believe the biggest mistake wasn't making a bold acquisition. It was waiting too long to fully accept how much the situation had changed. Because every day the truth was delayed, the cost became even greater. For every CEO, every investor, and every boardroom, the lesson is simple. A great company is not defined by the size of its biggest deal. It is defined by how honestly it responds when that deal begins to fail. Because in business, the hardest decision is not signing the contract. Sometimes, the hardest decision is admitting that you were wrong. Thank you for watching Boardroom Files. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe for more stories about the biggest boardroom decisions. It's because behind every billion-dollar company, there is always a boardroom decision that changed everything.